What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Monday morning so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to talk about first a couple of salaries that have been updated for the New York Giants, as well as the Giants have brought in another player that is going to be coming in for a workout or a tryout today to see if the New York Giants have some interest in signing him, and he has some correlation in a way to quarterback Daniel Jones. First, I'm going to talk about the news about some of the New York Giants players and their contracts that have been detailed. And that, of course, is the exclusive rights free agents, Jack Anderson, Wyatt Davis, Lawrence Cager, and Isaiah Hodgins. Figures have come out for these four players and what exactly their salaries are going to be in terms of the over the cap and what's going to be counting on the New York Giants cap going forward. Lawrence Cager, Jack Anderson, and Wyatt Davis are going to be making about $940,000 on their one-year contracts, but none of them is fully guaranteed. So essentially, they are coming onto the roster looking to see if they can find themselves to get on the roster as part of the team. None of these guys are making any guaranteed money. None of these guys are going to be a guaranteed spot on the roster. They just have to go out there and try to play their way onto the roster, and then maybe they can earn some extra incentives added on their deals going into the regular season, or if they're going to be placed on the practice squad going forward. Out of all four of these guys, I'd probably say Isaiah Hodgins, who's actually making the least amount of the four players, he's only going to be making $870,000 in terms of his one-year contract with zero of it guaranteed. I probably believe that Hodgins has the best chance to make the roster out of these four guys. Cager, he's mostly going to be a third tight end on the New York Giants roster. Jack Anderson is going to be trying to see if he can secure one of those backup offensive line spots. Ditto for Wyatt Davis as well in the interior offensive line, where Hodgins, if he performs well enough, could be a guy that's guaranteed a starting position in the New York Giants wide receiver core going into the 2023 season because of how well he performed last year for the New York Giants. So that's going to be a couple of interesting aspects to look at in terms of these guys potentially making the roster. Now I'm going to get to the bulk of my conversation and why I'm making this video this morning. The Giants are officially bringing in former Duke defensive back / cornerback Leonard Johnson in for a workout today. Leonard Johnson is a former Duke Blue Devil, correlation with Daniel Jones, there you go, who is 6'1", 194 pounds, who was trying to look to see if he could make the NFL last year, but he ended up tearing his ACL while training for the NFL draft, and he was being potentially looked at as a 7th round draft pick, but he ended up going undrafted and didn't end up signing with anybody last year. He's 6 foot 3 3/8 quarters, so he's about 6'1", 194 pounds. He has arm length of 31.18 inch. He has a wingspan of 75 and 4/8. Bench press 12. Vertical jump, he had about 33 inches tall. A 10.5 jump. 40-yard dash, he had about a 4.54. Shuttle run, 4.27. And an L drill, or the L cone drill, 6.87. Giants obviously are a big fan of Leonard Johnson, and is the reason why they brought him in to give him a workout and see if they could potentially add him as part of this roster going into the offseason workouts, whether it's OTAs, mandatory minicamp, scrimmage practices here or there in the beginning of April and May as we go on forward and we get closer to the NFL draft. Now, in his Duke career overall, he played in 47 games with 39 starts, where he recorded 165 tackles, 10 of them being tackles for loss. He had 2 sacks in his career, with 6 INTs, 3 caused fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and he also had 17 PBUs and 2 quarterback hurries overall. And he owned 25 games with 3+ tackles, including a career-high 9 stops against the Pittsburgh in 2018 and in Wake Forest in 2021. He also returned an INT 53 yards for a touchdown in 2018 against Baylor, and he tallied career-best 2 pass breakups versus Virginia in 2018, North Carolina A&T in 2019, and Virginia Tech in 2020, as well as Northwestern in 2021. He also recorded one plus tackle for loss in 8 contests, with a career best 2.0 versus Georgia Tech in 2018. Both career sacks also came against the Yellow Jackets in 2018, and he played 2,961 career snaps with the Duke Blue Devils back in his career overall. So he's obviously a guy that has versatility on the defensive back position, coming off a serious injury while he was trying to prepare himself for the NFL draft back in 2022. Didn't play at all last year. Was projected to be a 7th round pick. Decent size, 6'1", 194 pounds. Decent size. I think the height is very good. Weight, so-so. Sounds like he's better against, off coverage than he is against press man. Seems like he gets out-physicaled by more wide receivers against the press. He's an interesting player that the New York Giants might be looking to add in terms of his versatility. The fact that he can play multiple spots in the secondary, whether it's outside, slot, he could be a guy that's somewhat over-aggressive, but he's another guy that maybe the Giants are looking to add in terms of depth at the cornerback position going into off-season activities. It doesn't hurt for the New York Giants to take a chance at this kid. See what he can do. And this is from Art Stapleton of NJ.com, as well as Aaron Wilson, talking about Leonard Johnson. He's an intriguing press corner and a developmental prospect. We'll have to wait and see if the Giants end up potentially bringing this kid in. But it's just very, very intriguing that this kid is on their radar. We'll have to wait and see if the Giants end up potentially bringing this kid in. So, it looks like he was, maybe he's going back into the NFL draft this year because of the fact he injured himself last year. So now it looks like he's another prospect the Giants could have interest in going into this draft. So, we'll see what the Giants think about Leonard Johnson and if he could potentially be another added cornerback depth to this roster going into the 2023 NFL season. We'll have to wait and see. But I just want to give you guys that little update. Giants are bringing in former Duke Blue Devils cornerback Leonard Johnson in for a visit today and a private workout. He was a potential 7th round pick in the NFL draft last year, but he tore his ACL, and that pretty much hindered his chances of maybe making a roster, and he spent the entire offseason rehabbing his knee, and now he's going to get an opportunity potentially with the New York Giants to see if he can latch on with the team as a developmental prospect going into the 2023 NFL season. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give a sub to NYGJeffyT85 for more news, updates, and chatter surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications. The next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the Giants adding Leonard Johnson to their cornerback room going into the 2023 NFL season, as well as the updated contract statuses for 4 exclusive rights free agents: Lawrence Cager, Wyatt Davis, Jack Anderson, and of course Isaiah Hodgins going into the 2023 NFL season, what they're going to be making, if they have any guaranteed money, and if it's going to hinder their potential chances of making the 2023 New York Giants roster going into this upcoming season, of course, including off-season activities. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Football Giants. As always, together blue, everyone.